It was ready to work. And so then when I went to bed, I ended up not being able to fall asleep easily and having a restless night. Has this happened to you too? So look at doing my 8 p.m. rule. Now, it doesn't have to be 8 p.m. necessarily for you. You can pick a time, but choose a time at night that you're no longer going to work. You're no longer going to have work talk. Hello, friends. Welcome to Press Pause. On today's episode, I'm going to tell you about an evening routine that's really done wonders for me in my ability to get a good night's sleep. And it's my 8 p.m. rule. So listen up. Here we go. So one thing that I realized is if I don't follow my 8 p.m. rule, that I don't get a good night of sleep. And this is what happened to me earlier this week, is I actually had a really restless night of sleep. I thought, wow, I didn't eat too close to bedtime. I didn't feel like I really had that stressful of a day. Why didn't I have a good night's sleep? And then I remembered I broke my rule. So I found working with my husband, and you may work with family members as well or not, but if you're doing work in the evening, it ends up getting you ramped up instead of what you need to be doing is ramping down. Just like you have a workout routine where you have stretching and relaxing at the end of a workout routine in order to wind down, you need to have similar things that you do as part of an evening routine. Well, I found that if after the kids were in bed or after dinner that I had work left to do, if I would go back to work in the evening after dinner and I would work up until bedtime, that I would find that I would get ramped back up like it was starting almost a new workday over again, and I couldn't settle my mind back down. So we decided, my husband and I talked about it, that we were going to create an 8 p.m. rule. And what is that rule? It means no work talk and no work after 8 p.m. Now, I know this may sound difficult to do, and you're not going to be able to do it all of the time because things come up. You're going to have projects and deadlines, or sometimes you're going to need to work in the evening. But if for the most part, you can have your 8 p.m. rule that you say, all right, I'm going to shut down my computer. I'm not going to do any more work projects. We're not going to talk about work anymore after 8 p.m. Then it gives you a chance to really be able to, for the next couple of hours until your bedtime, that you can really make that a quiet time for you. That can be an evening routine to help you just really settle down to be able to get a good night's sleep. And I realized when I broke it the other night and hadn't slept, it's because I had a project I was actually really excited about, that I started printing out documents after dinner, and I started listening to some videos and watching a YouTube video on something I was excited about. And I realized that I really got myself ramped back up and excited. And what happened with that? Well, my body wasn't ready for bed. It was ready to create. It was ready to work. And so then when I went to bed, I ended up not being able to fall asleep easily and having a restless night. Has this happened to you too? So look at doing my 8 p.m. rule. Now, it doesn't have to be 8 p.m. necessarily for you. You can pick a time, but choose a time at night that you're no longer going to work. You're no longer going to have work talk. And let me add, if I can to that, don't have those tough conversations in the evening. How many of you have decided to get into a, let's say, crucial conversation with your spouse on something that you've really been wanting to talk about, but you started at 9 o'clock at night and you end up having some conflict and it's a tough conversation. Maybe it turns into an argument. Well, that certainly isn't something to be doing right before you go to bed, because that's going to take away from getting the restful night of sleep that you deserve. So like me, you can add that on in the evening as well. So 8 p.m. or whatever your time that you're going to set as your rule, when are you going to cut yourself off from your work, from tough conversations and things like that, and actually give your time, yourself, your body time to wind down and get ready for a great night's sleep? It really makes a difference. It's done wonders in my own life, and it will do wonders for you. So press pause and create a nighttime rule for yourself.